5935. Sorry, I don't know.
City people.
Yes. Okay. Who will present this presentation? I mean, as said, my colleagues Vladimir Apanasenko, it will be Olena Grinenko. Yes.
Yes, you are right.
Olena,
okay.
You here?
Yes,
okay.
I'm present. Give me one more time to share my screen.
Yes. Okay. Please welcome for presentation symmetric system for exchange information on base of surjective isomorphism of rings from Sergey Krivy, Vladimir Apanasenko, Olena Grinenko, and Yulia Nortman. It's Taras Shevchenko National University of Kyiv, Ukraine, and Viktor Glushkov Institute of Cybernetics of National Academy of Science of Ukraine and National Aviation Institute. Welcome, Olena, for your presentation.
Okay, good afternoon, dear participants of the conference. Our group of authors would like to present to your attention a report under a title, A Symmetric System for Exchange Information on the Base of Surjective Isomorphism of Rings. So, during the report, the following points will be considered, among which motivation of our scientific research, objectives of the research, object and subject of the research, general algorithm. We will discuss message exchange protocol and preparing of a message, and also describe what surjective map is and its purpose. And the last point of our report is conclusions and future work. So the main motivation of our scientific research can be briefly described by the following idea, that the existing information encryption systems in cryptography use quite complex algorithms, and in the case of changing keys in such systems, there are a lot of difficulties in work. And that's why we had a challenge to simplify the work and to build an encryption system for relatively small algebraic structures, for example, a finite ring or field, and without the usage of key generation system. The objective of the research deals with the algorithms for exchanging messages between subscribers, which are based on the properties of finite associative commutative rings with the unity and Diophantine equations over such rings, and with algorithms for constructing finite rings whose additive groups are full circle, and algorithms for constructing isomorphisms between a ring of case order whose additive group is full circle and the residue ring Z sub k modulo k. And of course, we present several examples which illustrate the correctness of these algorithms for exchanging messages between subscribers, which are presented on the next slides. So one more time, let's pay attention that the object of the research is an exchange of information between subscribers, and the subject of the research are methods, algorithms, protocols of exchange of information between subscribers on the base of isomorphism of finite rings. At the beginning, it is necessary to give some preliminaries which are in the base of our research. First of all, we use classical definitions of universal algebra, ring with two binary operations, addition and multiplication, unary operation of taking the opposite element, the addition, zero arity operation with fixed zero element of a abelian group of the ring. This zero element is called a zero of the ring. Also, we deal with associative commutative ring, and we denote the finite associative commutative ring with unity of case order as G sub k. The construction of the finite ring G sub k is performed by declaration of the row of addition with unity called the defining row. From these definitions and their properties, we can define a finite group of case order as a full circle if the substitution F is full circle of length k. From this definition follows proposition that the finite full circle groups having the same orders are isomorphic. Proof follows from the fact that the full circle group is cyclic, and the finite cyclic groups of the same order are isomorphic. The defining row of the addition with unity is generated by such an algorithm as you can see on the slide. The correctness of the algorithm follows from the fact that when I passes the full system of residues, then A multiply I plus C also passes full system of residues of GCD, which depends of AK equals 1. At the time complexity of the algorithm generation initial defining row and is isomorphism is big OK logarithm squared K. It should be noted that this algorithm generates no more than K minus 2 phi of K defining rows where phi is a Euler's function. But for the first session of exchange information, it is enough because other rows can be generated already by agreement with the subscribers by applying algorithm for the generation of substitutions. It is easy to see that any ring G sub k with the additive full circle group is isomorphic to the ring of residues Z sub k. If we speak about message exchange protocol, we should define the protocol for the exchange of messages between subscribers. So let's note that previously we have two subscribers, Elise and Bob, and they use a secret channel exchanged by triple ACK. These elements are parameters of the algorithm generation, initial defining row, and isomorphism. Then, as you can see on slide, they perform the next steps, such as to build a system of linear expressions, to convert it as shown on the slide, and then send them to another subscriber via open channel. From the other side, other subscriber chooses two any vectors of corresponding dimension, calculates the values of linear expressions on these vectors over the ring G sub k, and then the obtained value, which he wants to pass to the first subscriber, is kept as a secret, and the new values are sent to subscriber via open channel. Then the first subscriber calculates the invention matrices over the ring G sub k and finds the value of the vector since all the data for this. If we speak about steps of cryptanalysis, there are the following three ones as shown on the slide. Also, it should be noted that the descriptions of the actions by the cryptanalysis will be successful provided that the isomorphism G, which is a mapping of G sub k to Z sub k, is known by the subscriber. However, this isomorphism is unknown to him, and he cannot find solutions of systems 1, 2, and 3. Therefore, the dependability of the proposed protocol is completely based on isomorphism G. Let's consider an example where Alice and Bob exchange the triple ACK and fixed at the following defining row of the ring G sub 25. The second circle of the algorithm generation, initial defining row, and isomorphism finds the isomorphic mapping G to G sub 25, and behind this isomorphism, the third circle of the algorithm builds an array P1 on K. For convenience of reading, it is given by the bottom line of substitution. Multiplication table are built on the array P of the ring G sub 25. Algorithm for constructing tables of operations of the ring G sub K are given in our research, and for the ring G sub 25 are given the corresponding tables generated by these algorithms. In ring Z sub K is interesting. It's a multiplicative group of the divisors of unity. Divisors of 0 in such ring form an ideal, and divisors of unity in ring Z sub K will be elements that are comprime with the model K. Thus, in the ring Z25, and on the basis of the isomorphism, and in the ring J sub 25, such elements will be phi of 25 equals 20, where phi is the Euler function. Thus, in such groups, we can use a discrete logarithm function, for example, for transmissions of some auxiliary values. Then Alice and Bob do some steps which were discussed before. And this example shows that in the computational sense, the most difficult stage is construction of inverse matrices in the ring G sub K. In order to simplify the calculation, it is better to use the isomorphism of rings G, G sub K to Z sub K. When the inverse matrices are found, then perform the inverse substitutions and get corresponding matrices over the ring G sub K. As noted above, the multiplicative group is the multiplicative group of divisors of unity in ring G sub K is abelian group. In order to use in this group the discrete logarithm function, it should be cyclic. That is, to have an element of his generator. Thus, the following question arises: under what conditions the group of divisors of unity of the ring G sub K will be cyclic? Answer on this question gives such theorem that the multiplicative group of the ring G sub K will be cyclic if K is equal to 4 or P to the m's power, or to multiply P to the m's power, where m is greater or equals to 1 and P is odd prime number. Another example shows an example of exchanging the message "meet me in 12". And as you can see, first of all, the letters of English alphabet renumerated naturally as shown in the table, and it is supposed that subscribers agreed to work in the ring G sub 25. And again, the same steps of the named procedure were executed by both subscribers. If we consider such question, how are the parameters of the protocol and message to be transmitted? So from the above, it follows that our subscribers must have algorithms for constructing the defining role of the ring, which set isomorphism. To do this, they must have a secret channel for transfer of triple numbers ACK, where ACK are the parameters of the algorithm generation, initial defining role, and isomorphism. From the given protocol and the example, it follows that for successful transfers, the message B, it is necessary that the system of equations 4 has a solution. The solution of such system is reduced to a solution system of homogeneous equations of the form 5, as shown on the slide. Among the solutions of the system 5, it is necessary to find a solution which has the last coordinate that corresponds to the additional unknowns is equal to unity. This will be a separate solution of the system 4. Therefore, it is necessary to formulate the conditions under such a system will be compatible. From the mentioned above, we can make some propositions. If all the coefficients of the system 4 are divisors of 0 and at least one b sub I is divisor of unity, then the system does not have any solutions over the ring G sub k. Next proposition, if at least one of the solutions of the system 5 has the last coordinate, which is any divisor of the unity, then the system 4 has solution over the ring G sub k. And another proposition, the system solution guarantee is the presence in the system of two columns consisting of divisors of 1. Another notion which is used in our research is surjective map. What is this and what is its purpose? Since the reliability of the protocol is based on the isomorphism between the rings, it would be desirable to hide this isomorphism, and a surjective mapping is defined on the ring G sub k, where m is greater than 2k minus 1, and then the correspondence between the equivalence classes is established, which induced the surjection, and the links of the ring are encrypted, and this method also allows you to use homophones. So this purpose we define in surjective map. So the definition of this map is given on the slide. The last example illustrates an example of a homomorphic mapping G sub n to G sub k. There are the ordered number of the symbols of the ring G sub k in the top row on the table, and the bottom row of the table gives the corresponding equivalence classes of the elements. And the last, the proposed encryption algorithm is based on the use of isomorphic between finite rings of fields of simple order with polynomial algorithm for solving the system of the Fantine equations over such algebras. And if we speak about our future work, we would like to say that the approach to method described in this paper is planned to be extended to the area that is direct product of the rings G sub 1, G sub 2, G sub s. In one of the sub-rings to perform exchange of key, in the second to perform encryption, and in the third to exchange auxiliary information. So the report is finished, and we would like to express gratitude to the organizers of conference for the opportunity to present the results of our research, as well as also would like to express gratitude to our reviewers of our work for their valid and important remarks and for their attention to our research. So thank you for your attention and your questions.
Thank you very much, Elena, for your very interesting presentation. And now we have short time for a question and answer. Any question in online or offline? Please, Professor Nikos Bardis. Maybe Nikos, maybe here because. Okay. Elena, do you hear? Alena, do you hear? And our colleagues, do you
no, it's very bad connection, and I don't hear. But I would like to say that there is another member of our group of authors. It's Sergei Krivy, and I would like to give the opportunity to him to answer questions.
Thank you, thank you. So my question is that I saw that in your slides that you are working in the cryptanalysis and for the systems that are based on linear systems. I saw the questions that you try to solve is based on and through Gauss transformation and the system of linear Boolean systems, as I saw. Is that like that, or you have also make also research on nonlinear systems? Because the main criteria for high cryptographic system is to use as much more not linearity on the systems.
Dear Professor, it is very interesting question. Thank you very much for your question. But linear system use this only as auxiliary environment in this algorithm for exchange information. If we say about nonlinear system has very complexity algorithm for solutions from solution such system, and if you ask about Boolean system solution in special case, if we use Dzygalkin system, Boolean Dzygalkin system.
Yes, the XOR. Yes. Yes. I saw that you had it on your presentation. I think that XOR was in your presentation, or no? In your presentation, there was the systems. Plus.
Operation in the system is product, conjunction, and modulo 2. Only modulo 2. In this Boolean system, the solution of system of linear equation is polynomial complexity. This polynomial has a degree not grade 3. Very simple algorithm to solutions such system.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any more questions, please? Okay, no more questions. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
send